Hello, welcome to yoga, everyone. It's good to have you here with us. We've got a really great crowd in the room today, so that's a special treat. We're going to start out by, if you're at home, be sure to get your sturdy chair if you don't have it yet. And you can tell I'm in a different room today, so there's a little bit of background distraction. Hopefully, you can still see me okay. We've done the best we can do. We're setting up for our book sale in the other room that we usually use. So that's why we're in a different room today. So you have your sturdy chair. We have our sturdy chairs here. These are very lightweight chairs, but trust me, they are sturdy. They're great chairs. So just let your chair take your weight to begin with. And you can close your eyes if that feels comfortable to you. I know this is a strange space, so if you don't want to close your eyes, it's completely okay. At least just soften your gaze by just letting your eyes look down toward the floor, maybe. And just get your neck in a comfortable position. You really don't have to meet any expectations right now. We're just coming into this space together and noticing some things. I'm noticing your breathing. You don't have to change it, just notice if it feels smooth or forced, relaxed or stressful. And then listen to a couple of these cues about your pretty face. You want to let your tongue come away from the roof of your mouth so that your jaw can be nice and relaxed. And also just try to soften the area between your eyebrows. Those are places where we tend to tense up. So try to let those relax. Let your shoulders be heavy so they can relax away from your ears. That's another place of calm and tension, the shoulders and the neck. And then just do a little scan of your body, head to toe. Do you have anything that hurts today? Do you have any places where you're already noticing that you have some tension? So just notice those for now. And then also just give a moment of attention to anything you have on your mind today. I don't know about other people, but I've never been anywhere without something on my mind. So if it's something you need to take a break from, let's notice it now. And then we'll try to refocus our thinking on the movements that we make and on our breath once we get started. And now we're going to change our breath. So you may want to sit up a little straighter for this. You can place your hands low on your belly if you like, especially if you're new. And we want to get into the habit of taking a deep breath. We tend to breathe really shallowly all day long. So we're going to focus on taking some deep breaths here. We're going to breathe in through the nose if possible. It's okay breathing through your mouth if you need to. So breathe deep, feel your belly expand without lifting your shoulders. And then slowly exhale. And you can exhale through the nose or through the lips as if you're blowing. Then we're going to repeat that. Inhale, belly expands, and then slowly exhale. Now repeat that maybe 3 to 4 more times, trying to increase the length of your exhale. That's going to slow it down. That's going to start to slow your heart rate down. and get you more into a yoga mode rather than a hectic life outside of here kind of mode. Now, remember that breath. We always want to be breathing as we practice and not holding our breath. We're going to start moving to stretching and strengthening. And as we do this, you want to pay attention to your body. If anything hurts, then don't. You can sit and breathe like we just did, or you can make really any kind of movement that feels okay to you. It doesn't have to be something that I teach you. It can be anything. Like I'm just loosening up my so that's just, an example of something you might do. So we're going to check our posture. We'll need to have our feet on the floor, so we'll have to scoot out some. So feet about hip distance apart, arms just loosely at the sides. We're going to pull the shoulders up to the ears, and then let the shoulder blades come together and melt down the back. And then just kind of neutralize. You don't want to have your chest stuck out. You're just kind of trying to force everything to relax a little bit. So just let your shoulders relax down, but you're sitting up nice and tall. And then take a good breath again. Inhale and exhale. Let's start out today with some airplane. We're just going to warm up the sides of the body. So just put your hands straight out. And it looks like everybody's kind of scooted around. So you have room for your arms and your legs to move. Good job. So we're just going to move back and forth. Both of your sits bones are staying on your chair. And we're just moving back and forth, small or big that you need it to be today. And then we're going to stop with one arm up. It doesn't matter which one. And we'll reach really tall and then reach toward the floor with the other arm. So you're getting as long as you can get. And then we're going to lean toward that lower arm, maybe looking down toward the floor, looking at me, or looking up under your elbow, whatever feels good to your neck. We're just going to hold here and breathe deeply. Keep your face nice and relaxed. And then we'll inhale up, exhale the other arm down, and do the same thing. We're leaning toward that arm that's down, getting a really good stretch in the side body. And then we'll inhale up. This time we're going to bring our hands together and exhale down into prayer, just about heart center here. And then we're going to do a real simple twist. It's just a prayer twist. We're going to inhale and then exhale to turn to the side. It doesn't have to be a very big movement because we're still just warming up. And don't hold your breath here, just keep breathing. And then on an inhale or exhale, come to face front. And then we'll inhale and exhale to twist it. And we're just going to put our arms out to the side, palms facing out, and we'll inhale up. Exhale down into prayer again. And let's repeat that. Inhale. Exhale. Then you can just place your hands gently in your lap. We're going to nod. Now we're warming up the neck a little more. Now let your chin rest close to your chest, whatever that means for you. It might touch, it might not. But you're breathing deeply and feeling the stretch in the back of your neck. Now we're going to do another little twist, but this one is more in the neck. So you're going to let your chin follow your collarbone and then just look over your shoulder. And you want to open your eyes for this one because you're stretching your eye muscles as well. So you're looking behind you. And then we'll move with the breath to bring the chin back to the chest. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And then moving with the breath, chin to chest again. And then come to face me. We'll do a little shaking our heads no now. This can be very slow if you get dizzy doing this. And then come to face me again. We're going to let the ear come toward the shoulder on the same side. So we're stretching this other side. There's some ways that you can get a little extra stretch there. You can extend the arm that you're leaning away from. You can massage, or you might just lay your arm here across your head, and that just gives a little extra stretch to your neck. And you can experiment with where your chin is. Does it feel better closer to your chest? Does it feel better if you're looking kind of odd at me? And you get some different muscles in there based on where your head is. And then we'll release, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Good. And then we'll release. Now we're going to open up almost like you're getting ready to give someone a hug. So we're going to inhale and then exhale like you're hugging a big beach ball. And then inhale, we'll keep it mostly in the upper body first. Exhale. Inhale. This time you're actually going to hug yourself. So exhale and give yourself a big hug. And then inhale. Another big hug, but the opposite arm on top. And then one more inhale. This time we're going to exhale and hug our knees. So we're getting the low back involved now. And really releasing all the air. Squeeze your tummy. Let the air come out, and then you can breathe. And when you're ready, reach towards your ankles. And then we'll inhale up. Turn the palms to face the back of the room. And then slowly exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then let's exhale again. Just scoop, or inhale again, scoop up. Palms to the back of the room. And then exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So palms to the back of the room. You're just kind of turning your hands in a way you wouldn't normally turn. And then getting some stretching there. So let's go back up about shoulder height and do some circles, just some small circles with the arms extended. If you have any kind of shoulder issues, just pay attention there. If you need to bend the arms, you can do that. You can adapt to make it feel okay to you. Remember, no pain and no strain. Now let's flip the palms over and circle in the opposite direction. Now bring your fingertips to your shoulders and we'll do some big circles with the arms bent. And you can feel that starting to work more into your chest, into your upper back. Maybe your neck is loosening up even a little bit more. And then let's reverse. Again, just do this at your own pace. Good. Now we're going to release the arms down so your palms are facing out. Your elbows are pressing in towards your body. You can feel that creates some tension here in the upper arm. We're going to just start at the feet and go up and tense all the muscles. You're going to keep your neck and your face soft, but all the other muscles are going to just squeeze from the feet through the legs, through the pelvic girdle. Your glutes are going to squish like you're lifting up off your seat. So we're going to squeeze on the inhale and then release on the exhale. Even your fist can release. And then repeat that. Squeeze everything and then exhale and release. Good job. Now, let's bend our elbows. We're going to work on our hands. We're going to let our arms rest. We're going to do claw, which is kind of what we just did. We'll do hands and feet. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. And then repeat. Then we'll touch the thumb to every finger. Then we'll circle our wrists. And reverse. Now let one palm face me. We're going to take the other hand and just pull the fingertips back. So we're stretching this forearm. And then we'll flip the hand over and just kind of tug down on your fingers or press down here on the hand. Try not to press directly on your joints. And you can shake that one out. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So first palm faces me, and you can rest your arm if you like. Pull back. And then flip over and pull down or press down. And then shake everything out a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and do conductor. So that's kind of what it sounds like. You pretend like you're conducting your orchestra. It's a big move if that feels okay to you. If you need to make it smaller, that's okay too. And then we'll meet out here and I'm in kind of like a T. I'm not squeezing my fist, it's just very soft. We'll inhale and then we'll exhale to squeeze in front. Inhale, exhale. And we'll just repeat that several times. Good. Then we'll release down. We're just going to circle the shoulders. And then reverse. Good. And then just maybe pull your shoulders up towards your ears a couple times and just let them fall down. All right. That's your upper body. Most of the upper body warm up. So we're going to get out of our chairs a little bit and start to move into the lower body, into those bigger muscles and the thighs and the glutes. And so let's just start out with the jog. Good. Now we're going to go into some leg lifts. So leg lifts, you can keep your knee bent as you want it, or you can straighten it, but you always want to keep a soft bend in your knee. You don't want to lock it. Okay, so even if it's pretty much straight, don't lock your knee. We're just going to lift it lower several times. You can hold your chair if you need to. And then we'll switch and do that on the other side. Now we're going to go into some sit-ups. So think if you're on the floor doing your sit-up, but we're just doing them in our chairs, and you have some choices. You can go only forward, or you can twist and lift your knee even. I'm going to do the twisting version, so if you want to do that, you can follow me. Otherwise, you get to choose here. And then we'll switch sides if you're twisting and following me. And then if you feel like you need to, you might just loosen your sides up a little bit again. Good. Now next we're just going to do an oldie but goodie. We're going to do some jumping jacks. When you do your jumping jacks, you can just go full on jumping jack, or you can do only the upper body, only the lower body, or you can do one side and then the other side. So you choose and just make sure you stay balanced in your chair. So you can tell now we're getting our heart rate up a little bit. When those big leg muscles start moving, you're getting your heart rate up. Good. Now, if you feel like you need to roll your shoulders or anything after that, feel free. Go back for another set of those leg lifts. So same as before, just lift it lower. And then switch legs. And then another set, another round of those sit-ups. So again, you can choose straight forward or you can twist. I'll say when I twist, I do all my repetitions on one side first, and that way I can keep good form. It seems like if you go back and forth, it's a little bit harder to do it well without straining. I'm going to switch sides now. And then we'll loosen up our sides again if you need to. Good. Now you can scoot back in your chair. We're going to work on our feet just like we worked on our hands. So we're going to bring them up first. This is staff pose, and when the feet are flexed, and you just got your feet straight out, your legs straight out, kind of like you were sitting on the floor in staff pose. So we're going to start out with point and flex. Just point and flex. And you'll feel your calves stretching out some, your arches, and then we're going to circle your ankles, and reverse. Now just rest for a second. You can bend your knees and give your legs a little rest. And then we're going to come back up, point our toes, and do some scissors for the inner and outer thighs. And then you can bend your knees again. So we've been through most of the really active part of our yoga class, and then we start to cool back down. That's what I call the Yoga 101. And we do have some other series that we go through, like we'll do some warriors, and we do have some twisting that we do. We got started a little bit late today, so I'm going to just go ahead and we're going to do our leg lifts and our last set of sit-ups and leg lifts, and then we'll start stretching everything out, cooling everything down, and kind of just be like a Yoga 101 today. And if you want to see like some of the nothing's hard that we do. Anything that we do, you can adapt so that it feels okay to your body. But you could take a look maybe at our videos or definitely come back anytime. But let's kind of head toward our cool down today. So we're going to start with those sit-ups. I'll do the twist again. And I'm switching sides if you're following me. Good. Now I am going to throw in one thing in between the legs, a stretch for your shoulder. You can do this with a bent arm or a straight arm. You're just going to bring your arm across your body, press in here or here, depending on if you're bent or straight, and look over the shoulder that you're stretching. And remember to breathe. And then we'll release, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Release. Good. So let's go back to our leg lifts. Do several of those on one leg. Now let your heel rest on the floor. Your knee is going to stay soft. Your foot is going to be flexed. You're going to sit up nice and tall. Inhale, and then slowly exhale and hinge from your hips so that you're leaning out over your leg. You should be feeling a stretch starting at your sits bone, going all the way down your leg, probably into your arch as well. Remember to breathe. When you're ready, we're going to slowly come back up, and then we're going to repeat that. Or no, I'm sorry. We're going to hug the knee in. I was jumping ahead. Hug your knee in. Now we're stretching the quadriceps. You can kind of rock around in your chair if that feels good. Get a little glute massage. You might point and flex some more or circle if you want to do any of those things. And then we're going to work on the hip. And so for this part, you're going to cross your leg. Now you can cross it low like this, or you can cross it above the knee, whatever works for you. You don't have to be flexible to do yoga, okay? You can start where you are, and you'll feel improvements as you go along, even if you never can cross your leg up here. It's perfectly fine. So you want to keep this foot flexed. Now you're going to be feeling a stretch in this hip, and that may be enough. If you want to hinge out, if that feels okay to you, you can hinge out, feel that stretch in the hip, maybe in a little bit different place, a little bit deeper. Remember to breathe. And then when you're ready, you can slowly come back up. We're going to place that foot on the floor, and we're going to repeat all those steps on the other side. So extend one leg, foot flex, knee soft. And again, you can bend it as much as you want to here. Now you're going to let your heel rest again, and the foot stays flexed. We'll inhale to sit up nice and straight. Hold your chair if you need to. Exhale to hinge forward, feeling that good stretch from your sit spine all the way down to your arch. Breathing deeply. And then when you're ready, you can slowly sit back up, and then we'll hug the knee in. Again, you can do any of the things that we did before if you choose to. And then when you're ready, cross your leg. You may do something different on this side. This one may feel tighter than the other. If you're here, you want this foot to be flexed. You can hinge if you want to hinge forward. Maybe your hip won't let you, and that's normal. It may not stretch any further than it is here. It's probably going to feel different on this side than it did on the other side. That's normal too. Remember to keep breathing. And then when you're ready, you can slowly come back up, and we'll place that foot back on the floor. Now, like I said, we would sometimes, a lot of times, insert some other exercises here, but we're going to start to cool back down now. So right now is playtime, where you can make any kind of movement you want. If you want to stand up, if you want to do something we already did, just loosen, if anything's gotten tight, loosen it back up. Yogi's choice. And then whenever you're ready, you'll sit with your knees apart. You're going to cup your hands in front. We're going to reach forward and toward the floor, but keep our heads up so that it doesn't affect our blood pressure because we're cooling down. So leaning forward, we're going to inhale like you're scooping up some cool water, and then exhale and just let it flow over your body. And then you're just going to scoot back into your chair. Think of the way we started and how your chair was taking your weight. You want to get any last wiggles out and try to get all those muscles to relax. You can be slouching in your chair. You want to let your shoulders be heavy and come away from your ears. Take the tongue off the roof of your mouth. Relax the place between your eyebrows. And close your eyes if you like. Fingers and toes be loose. Your hands and feet are starting to feel heavy and warm. Notice your breathing. Start to feel your tummy expand again and take those deep breaths, letting your heart rate slow back down. You might here even visualize a place that you like to be or someone you like to be with. Just savor this last moment of peace. And when you're ready, you can slowly start to reawaken by wiggling your fingers and toes. And then move into your hands and feet. Just waking everything back up now. Arms and legs. Go around in your chair a little bit. So you'll be ready to stand up when the time comes. We're going to reach really tall. Inhale. And then remember that hug. Exhale down to that nice hug for yourself. Give thanks to your body and all the good that it does for you. And say something kind to yourself. Good job today. And when you're ready, you can just give yourself a last little squeeze and release. Namaste. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. We'll be back here next Monday. We should be back at our regular room on Monday. I think they'll have to visit. That's okay. We'll take care of it. But thank you. You all have a good afternoon. You're welcome. You're welcome.